Welcome to Fun Fan Gamers. Today we are going to play a little bit of WWE 2k22 GM mode. So I will talk about it and describe what you have to do and stuff like that, and we'll have a little gameplay and stuff like that. I'll dub over it and stuff. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so he talks about that you get to choose your own GM, and they all have their own special card, and that you can use that card throughout the season. Also, you get to choose how long your season's going to last and stuff like that. So, as you see here, uh, they all have special cards at the bottom. You got Adam Pierce, you got Sonya Deville, you got William Regal, you have Shane McMahon, and you have Stephanie McMahon, and also you could create your own uh, GM, and also once you get done with the season, there's also a special GM that later on you'll be able to unlock. So here I'm going to choose William Regal because he has a Legends card where your first legend that you sign to a contract will actually be absolutely free. So the first legend that you get, you can use that card to get a free legend, any legend. And we'll probably be looking at all the GMs because I know Steph McMahon, who I go against in this GM roster, also has a card, and she can boost the price of the her income, so she gets more money. And Adam Pierce gets a level boost to activate a higher level of rivalries, and Sonya Deville has a rise the entrant rise manual by 15%. A superstars GM. So, and then Shane McMahon has a broadcast, so he'll get more money for his broadcast. So, and a free booking for that week for the broadcast. So, and then there's Stephanie. I go and I look at her thing. Yeah, she gets double the money because she's the $1 million princess. So I'm going to. I mean, it's a tough choice, but I mean, a free legend. I don't know how much technically legends would cost. One would think that they probably cost a lot of money. So, yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with William Regal. And then you get to choose who you go against, what GM you want to go against, and what brand you are going to be a. So, yeah, I choose it. Now you get to choose your brand. Each brand has its own little special things and stuff like that. Just like your GM choice, the brand you select will also have a unique power card special. So SmackDown has a Birth of a Legends. Raw, this is War. NXT Fighting Champion. NXT UK International Takeover. And then SmackDown. SmackDown has a chance to this unique card, Birth of a Legend. 6 random superstars on your roster will have popularity boosts. This is for 3 random selected superstars on your opponent's brand cannot be booked in a match next week. cannot be used the week before a pay-per-view. Well, that would be handy, especially if they have a main event or something like that. Title matches booked for this week will review a large match rating boost. Your network deal is taped if you gain fans this week. Otherwise, it will only be double. So that would be handy. But I think I go with the birth of the legend. I think I go with SmackDown, and I put Stephanie at Raw because SmackDown and Raw are always at head to head, and then you get the choose and stuff like that. That I want AI, and who am I going to go against? And then you get to choose the brand and the difficulty, and here's where you get to choose how many weeks that you get to play, and then you get to choose your draft pool and your draft settings. I think I left it at default, and it's kind of like random. And then draft settings, manual, the method, draft settings. Because I wanted to choose my own people that I want on my roster. So, yeah, here I'm just thinking of what should I do. So, I go back. Yeah, I want William. And I'm pretty sure I go with SmackDown. Yeah, I'm going with SmackDown. And then AI. You can also go against another person. I didn't do anything like that. I'm like, Stephanie, Raw. How many weeks? 15 seems kind of short. So I go with 25, I believe. So I'm guessing 50 weeks is like a whole pay-per-view. Or something like that. I don't know. The whole season. Something like that. So, yeah. And then each GM will start the bidding. You have a max of $2,750,000. GMs will take turns drafting one after the other, starting with player 1. There will be 8 rounds of drafting. After 8 rounds drafting, because opponent GMs can opt out or draft until they are out of cash. Tip: GMs can press the right stick button to get recommended on who to draft. You can also press the X button to get more information about a superstar. This is actually comes in handy because they want you in this game to be like Vince McMahon. Good guys versus bad guys. Here we go. When thinking about your choice of considering the roles and classes of your superstars, SmackDown's can play top choice. The role of a good guy or a bad guy. And to get the best matchups, you should pair them against each other. So basically, you want a good guy and a bad guy. Spaces of matchups. You'll also want to pair difficulty classes with each other to get the best rating. Giant versus cruiserweight, brawlers versus fighters, specialists versus anything. So, I mean, keep in mind, you'll find the good guys and the bad guys when you mix and match different classes to make sure. So, a superstar power will determine on the draft cards and vary. Even if you book a bad match, fans will still come purchase in their superstar as energetic stars powers. So I mean, you can see Becky Lynch is a little bit higher than John Cena, but Drew McIntyre is higher than John. Asuka is a little bit lower than, so you gotta pay attention to the star ratings. And then you got the their stress level and their popularity. So how many matches they can go, because the more you use them, the lower the STA will get, and then it's more likely that they'll get injured. And then boosting the popularity, the more you book in matches and they win, the more popular they get. And also you can do promos and stuff like that. So keep in mind of all that stuff on top of the good guy, bad guy, cruiserweight versus giants. And actually in this game, there's not really all that many giants. There's a ton of cruiserweights. So I'm looking through here. I was thinking about Becky Lynch, but I think I go with Asuka because her popularity is actually higher than Becky Lynch, and also her stress level is higher. Now you can switch from man to woman and stuff like that with the L and the RB button and stuff, so you can look at all their roles and how much they cost. So you can see the cost value of the superstars. One would think that Edge would actually be a legend here, but he's not. So I'm just looking through, see who I want. Actually, I think I'm looking for AJ Styles. I don't think I find him in there. You know, because it's random, and these are the people that you sign for a full contract of how many roles that you get. So I just drafted Asuka. All your draft superstars will appear over here. Make sure to keep an eye on the different types of superstars.
All right, she is a worthy first pick for sure.
Mix of males and females, good guys and bad guys, and avoid clashing. Check the bottom to see your total. And then feeling a little lost, not sure who to choose. Don't worry, Gil. He has got you at any point. You can press the right stick down to quickly do a draft that they think that you should get. So then Raw, it just does a random draft. So then it goes back to me. So I got Asuka.
Raw ready to make their first pick. Cena, the franchise, a WWE's most established brand. You want a tough guy like this to start your brand with.
Looking of who else to draft here. So I'm thinking about another lady, but you know I do have to draft a male, and then later on, well, I'll just talk. You know, I'll just random on because I've already played the game and finished it. Also, they recommend you to do tag team matches mixed in with singles matches, so you can boost your people and do promos. Promos cost money. Matches don't really cost that much money, but if you want to do TLC hardcore table, here I just drafted Drew McIntyre, and right away they just drafted that guy. So now I got to think about who else.
McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior, heading to the blue brand. The first pick was good, but this one will fight harder.
And then they draft Becky Lynch. So now I have to draft probably female.
Randy Orton! And the Apex Predator staking his claim on a new
night.
The roster's on notice. This guy's coming for him.
Shayna Baszler. Later on, you could actually switch them from good to bad. So if you get too many good guys,
Shayna Baszler, the cage fighter, ready to take a bite out of a new night. This woman is ready to seize her moment.
You can switch it up. I just drafted Bobby Lashley. He just drafted that guy. They're trying to keep it cheap. I'm actually just
Bobby Lashley. SmackDown now home to the Almighty. This guy will fight tooth and nail for this brand.
Affects the more money that you got, the better your shows you can pay for.
Alexa is moving her playground.
I think she could finally make a main event leap here.
So, as you see here, I just bought Alexa Bliss, and I'm thinking, okay, I got 3 men and 3 women. So it's a total of 6. I got 2 more to choose from. So I'm thinking, well, I got 2 good girls and 1 bad girl. I got 2 bad guys and 1 good guy, so I just drafted Edge. And Raw dress Lacey. Now I probably want another
Edge is going to SmackDown. This man is set to accomplish big things.
They drafted MVP, and then great picks out there.
Charlotte Flair. It's another big pick for Monday Night Raw. The Queen continues her reign on a new night.
I can see her squaring off with any woman on the draft board.
Sell some money, save some money. Money will be used to book special match types, book better shows, buy power cards, hire free agents. Also, there you go. You can also hire free agents once you're done with the drafting. But they're only for a short amount of time, and they'll actually cost more. So it's your call to continue drafting until you're done. So I'm thinking. So, yeah. So it'd be cool that you can continue and then later on have another draft, but it only goes to WrestleMania. So, and then more shows. So, how can I describe it? It'll probably pop up when we start, but you want to do like a mixture of take team extremes.
The original bro, bringing it to SmackDown.
Normal matches.
The GM sees him as a future champion.
Up that much, but special matches do. And it's crazy. You can even book a Hell in a Cell on a regular show. So, yeah.
Robert Roode.
A
new show for Robert Roode. This man will scratch and claw to get to the top.
In this game right now is a good guy. It's like, why is Samoa Joe a good guy? You know? So, and I think I go
Samoa Joe. The Samoan submission machine stalks his way to a new night.
This guy's a fan favorite with a lot of upside.
Singles match. And then a tag team match, and then a singles match, or a tag team match at the end. But they want you to also book a really good show, like a good match in the beginning of your show, so then you get ratings to come in, and then at the end.
Natalya! The veteran Natalya looking to bolster a new roster.
A new brand might be just what she needs.
3 slots. And then I believe you get
Raw has so many options to choose from here. Raquel Gonzalez. The powerful Raquel Gonzalez joining a new brand.
So
she thought she might be on the sidelines, but now she has an opportunity.
All the superstars. They got 2 extra superstars because they bought a lot of. They had more cash than me. I'm sorry, I'm bumping the mic. So there you have it. And then we go into the game. I think. Yeah, see,
Raw's GM has a bit of time on the clock, and they plan on
them to have like a calendar so you can actually kind of plan your rivalries instead of it just goes 2 weeks to the pay-per-view. So you start the week, you'll be beginning your management and stuff like that, and meantime stuff. And then you always have to check your journal because Triple H will have a special thing that he wants you to do in the show to do. And then, yeah, he's talking about that, I believe. So right here, Triple H pops up. He's just saying, welcome to your debut, and he hopes that you'll do good. And then week 1, my budget is $74,900, and then you'll find out that the show tickets and stuff like that will cost, and so we'll just wait here in a few. So yeah, I'm just deciding. I'm just gonna keep on talking because I don't want this to be kind of. So you get to chat to like your superstars will message you, Triple H will message you, and you get to choose what you want to say to them and stuff. So if you want to be a kind of like a bad GM, you can like insult them and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know if we'll get to it, but later on I get The Rock to have the pay-per-view that everybody wants. you know, at WrestleMania, you want Roman Reigns versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson, not Brock Lesnar, but so then later on I hire The Rock in this, and I have to make him into the bad guy and actually make Roman into a good guy because I wanted him to face Bobby Lashley and stuff like that. And since actually I think Roman contacts me in here, and he says that he wants to be a good guy. So I mean, even the superstars will suggest stuff, so you can choose to be okay. And you have to set your champion. I thought you'd actually put on a first match to choose your champion, but you just throw a belt on somebody, you know. So it's like, oh, well, Bobby Lashley, yeah, I'll make him into a, and then right away, if they're champion, they actually get a popularity. So there's no tag team belts, there's no U.S. belts or anything like that. Just the main titles. That's it. And there's no Royal Rumble that I noticed, and no Survivor Series. There's just the regular brand things like Hell in Cell, TLC, Extreme Rules, and stuff like that. So here you can book your show, and then you got the show thing, and you got your manage your roster. That's where you can pick up your agents and your legends and stuff like that. And then you got your power cards, and then you want to check that out because once in a while there'll be like 3 power cards that you can choose from. And then he talks about the show. We kind of already went over that. You only got 3 matches on regular shows, and you'll have, I think, 4 for pay-per-views, and then 2 for promos. Type out pure superstars, or change them to good people, or challenge another superstar to start a rivalry and stuff like that. So he's going over that. You can read that if you want, but that's basically what he's talking about. So here you get to book your superstars and stuff like that, and choose your shows. So, and then booking matches, stuff like that. So you want to plan your main event, who's going to be your big superstar. You get more points if you actually put the title on the line, stuff like that. You can also play the matches, or you can just let them go, simulate them, or you can even simulate the whole show if you want and stuff like that. So if you get kind of bored and stuff like that. And then you can actually use cards to make that person win or make that person lose. You can also do interference, and then there you can choose who you want to attack, stuff like that. So right off the bat, I think that's the main event. I'm doing Bobby Lashley versus Edge, and then you get to choose your match. There's a normal match, tables match, Extreme Rules match, TLC match, and then Hell in Cell, which I thought that was kind of weird. That's all the match types that you get to play. And then TLC, there's nothing online. It's just you crawl up and you got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Even though that one would think that they would give you a title shot or something like that. So technically it doesn't keep track of who has a title shot, who is the number 1 contender or anything like that. And then after each show, you got like on UFC, you got people who chat and stuff like that on the sideboard that talks about the show and stuff and what they like. You have to pay attention to that. And then we'll probably do one show here, so then we can talk about that, because that actually comes in mind how you would want to plan your next show and stuff like that. So he's just talking about here that you can interfere and stuff like that. And then since it's a regular match, I didn't do anything special. It's not costing me a dime. Not even a cent. So just to book the match doesn't cost anything. So setting up basically the beginning show, doing a tag team. Yeah, and then you got RK Bro Have to choose. Well, there's 18 to slap together here. So, yeah. False. And you get the book promo. Here you can change them to good. You can do that, but it actually costs money. And then also, it matters of how good their promo is going to be. They actually show you. I'll talk about it once we get past Gulak talking on the microphone here. I mean, it's helpful hints, but sometimes you kind of forget, you know what I mean? And you just want to play the game. I don't know. Maybe I'm like that. So you can do a call out. You can do a role change where you can change them to a good guy or a bad guy. So I think I just do a self promo here. So there's a lot of things that you choose. I think I do a self promo. And then here you can see like the promo skills. Drew has like 3. Charlotte had like 4. I kind of mess up a couple times because Natalya doesn't really do too much of a good promo. So I have Charlotte calling out Alexa. And I'm just quickly trying to do a match. So I think I go with Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. Yeah, I take Nelly with Shayna and then Asuka with Alexa. I think I'll just go with that. I think I make it into a tails match, don't I? Let's see, so it's one way to keep it in mind of what you want to do to save money and stuff. So I just do a self promo for Drew because he's not being used. And then once in a while, some people will just show up to the show and some won't. They'll be late for some odd reason, so which thing you can't book them. And some of the cards you can't use your main superstars, or they'll use a random card too. So you can't book the champion and stuff like that. Or, you know, sometimes they need days off, and they'll tell you that. So right now he's talking about booking your shows. So you have to choose like what kind of venue you want. We'll show it here in a few. Because later on you unlock other things during the weeks and stuff like that in the pay-per-view. So you got your arena. So right now it's a high school gym. And then later on you can do like the NXT kind of thing like that. And then you can get to like the Raw and the SmackDown. Then you can get to like a moderate pay-per-view, then a bigger pay-per-view, and then like a big pay-per-view like WrestleMania and stuff like that. And you can keep on booking those, but they actually cost you money. And then you got your road crew and stuff like that. So right now it goes all the way up to 18 weeks for like the big pay-per-view. And then also they give you like ticket prices. So yeah, so you got your ticket prices, you got your show quality, and you got your yeah. So how much it would cost and stuff like that. So I mean, this one costs you nothing. Tickets are about $7. How many people can go there is 1,500 people. And then you got your road crew will also affect your show quality and how your superstars get there. And then you got your base effects. And then you got your advertisement, which will also bring in people and stuff like that. So you gotta keep all this in mind also with your show and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because in past GM modes you don't actually get to book the shows. You only get to book the matches. You know, you don't get to do your venues of how you want to do it and stuff like that. So, I mean, right there, show quality and the stress levels on your superstars. This actually matters. And then for fireworks, fire, for promos, for TVs and stuff like that, 3D, I think. And then this is where you do like your signings for your superstars. Will actually give you a little bit cash on the end and stuff like that. And you can hawk your merchandise. You can there's like a movie star deal or something like that later on the 18-week thing on the advertisement. So I mean, I can't really do anything here, but that's pretty cool. And then you go to your management roster, which this is where you can manage your superstars, so you can see what power levels and who has rivalries and stuff like that. And also in the main booking, they should also tell you and suggest who you should book with, so then you know who your rivalries with. So if I had a rivalry with Drew and Bobby Lashley, and I go, I want a singles match with Drew, they'll automatically try to fill in saying, you want Bobby Lashley? You know? So he's just talking about a roster, because you gotta keep an eye on the roster, because sometimes you might actually forget that you got a superstar. I think I forget that I have Rick Rude, not Rick Rude, jeez, but Rude, Bobby Roode. And then here's your free agents. They'll cost more money, and they're only there for a couple weeks. I mean, the superstars you drop right off the bat, you got them. And you can always fire them if you don't want them anymore. Here you can, and then they talk about the legends and stuff like this. That's where all the legends are going to be. Not to be a little Nick Sayer, but Dwayne gets kind of cocky later on in my playthrough and stuff like that. Yeah, he asks for him a lot of money repeatedly. Yeah, he's like, my popularity is going up. I want another 50 grand. You know what I mean? On top of my contract. And then he'll even, before his contract expires, he'll actually do it like almost a month in advance, and he'll ask you for an extra $1,000K. So it's like, holy shit. So right here, you can see I can actually book Brock Lesnar and most of this. See, and then since I had the NWO for life, I unlock all the other characters that aren't actually superstars. So you can see that some superstars, like Brock, they'll have them for 5 weeks, his costs and stuff like that. And then, yeah, here's where you can, I just went to the buy the cards. Here you get to see that there's 3 cards that you can buy right off the bat. You got the injury thing. You'll want one of those just in case your superstars get injured, so you can take a week off. Here's the ones that we get from William Regal, the Legend, and the Birth of a Legend cards that we already got right off the bat. So he's talking about that. That's what your GM and stuff like that has. And then, the injured thing. And then boost the superstar. And also any superstars. So that one's a contract. So if their contract's about ready to expire, you can actually add an extra week. So if Dwayne was going to quit on me, I can throw that up and get Dwayne for an extra week. You know? And that's free. I don't have to pay him an extra $55K or something like that. I don't know what he's. I think he's like 150. So yeah, I'm just looking at that, and then you can see the total cost is $15,000. So just make sure that you get a week that's more than $15,000, and that comes out of your budget and your show costs. You can also see the budget and the show costs in the top right, and how many fans that we have, and our ranks. Right now, Stephanie's. And then I went to the journal thing. Triple H will always have a thing for you to do that week, and he'll have you every pay-per-view and stuff like that. So he has a suggesting, and right there you can saw that I didn't fulfill his thingy. So that's handy. So if you think that you have a superstar and you're not supposed to book that superstar, you can go back there and see if it's failed or not failed before you actually do your show. So do your booking the way you want. Go talk to Triple H. Go back to the booking. So if he says it's good, then you just book your show. So we're about ready to book our show. Shows you the budget, the show costs, and how many fans we got. So we're gonna run down the show. I believe. Are we ready? Ouch. I think we're ready. But yeah. So not to bore you guys or anything like that. I just go through here and stuff like that, and then later on you unlock other things. So pay attention to the cards and stuff like that, because at pay-per-views that will be handy, because later on Raw starts using the pay-per-view cards for me. So, and then the first show and stuff like that, you can simulate it, you can play it. So if you got a superstar that you really like, you want to build them up and stuff like that. But technically, even if you play it, the outcome is not going to change, because the outcome is if you have a good guy versus a bad guy, if you got a cruiserweight versus a giant, like they were talking about this whole entire time, and also like type of match. So if you booked a fighter versus fighter, it's going to be a low star match. But here we have a good guy versus a bad guy versus a good guy. We got, I think he's a cruiserweight versus a specialist. And we got, I think, Randy's a specialist, and Samoa Joe is a brawler. So also, I think that actually is a good match. So I think I simulate it. And you can always hit Y to simulate the whole show. I think I play Bobby versus Edge. And I might actually play Asuka and Alexa. So right here it just says Randy Orton wins. It's an okay match. It's not great. It's moderate.
1, 2,
and later on
3.
it actually matters, because they judge your show level to Raw's show level. So you want to actually try to get the best matches. I mean, as a GM, you want to do the best matches that you can, but, we're starting here. Later on, we get really good at it, but I'm not going to waste your time, because, I think it's already been like half an hour, hasn't it? Holy God. So, yeah. So, to cut this short, GM mode is really fun. You should run it down, but keep an eye on your superstars. Make sure you don't use them too much and book them too much. Keep an eye on the cards, and if you have good matches in your head, make sure you do that, and also plan on your budget and stuff like that. So, without further ado, there you go. This is GM mode. In a basket. A little wrap up here. So, like always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and always be safe out there. We really mean it. And Fridays are always Conan days and stuff like that. To watch those, I don't know if you guys are having a problem with that. You have to be 18 years or older, and also have a YouTube account. So I want to make sure, because that is a rated M for mature game. I'm not gonna have kids watching that stuff. So So if you guys got any comments on what you want to see, maybe you want to see like a whole gameplay of this, but I gotta wrap it up really quickly. So without further ado, so there you go. That's the rundown of the GM mode. Sorry it took so long. It's a lot to explain in a short amount of time. So I'm sorry that it took like half an hour. So without further ado, hit the like button, subscribe button, post comments, let us know what you guys want and stuff like that. And we really mean it, so be safe out there. We really mean it. And always, game on!